All right, I've got a list if you want me to read it, or if you have it open.
I got it pulled up.
Okay.
Oh, let me just get on roll 20 here.
This is the second session, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, this
Since
is session
last,
2.
Well,
last
this is
week
the XP
was
for session
Yeah,
2, but this is the third session, so.
last week was
Yeah.
weird. Last week stuff happened.
Last week in game, you mean? Or?
Yeah.
No,
Oh.
as in
Oh.
stuff happened to prevent the stuff from happening in the game.
Oh,
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Yeah, sorry about that. It's, I travel a lot for work, and unfortunately, I don't always have control over when I'm done.
Mm.
Oh, that's understandable.
Oh,
So you will give us experience, right?
Yep. So you guys just mark them down. So the first question is, did you participate in the game session? Obviously, you all get
Yes.
1 XP.
But-
Did you risk or sacrifice something to further your personal agenda? I don't remember any of you doing anything particular for the personal agenda,
Well,
but
I mean,
feel free.
part of mine
yeah.
is.
Oh well. Does it count that I risk my car?
I mean, Matt, you can take a look at mine and.
I did
Like-
bond with who are we missing?
Yeah, you. I mean that's a little bit later. So I mean, like, I trust you, Cody. I mean, if you advance your personal agenda, feel free to take an XP. I think almost everybody here. You all made a panic roll, I believe. Or almost all of you.
Yeah, I definitely
because
did.
we all ran out of ammo. So
yeah.
We were so stressed out.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, I was a bit worried myself.
Absolutely. You definitely all overcame a dangerous event. I don't think that you made any sort of giant discoveries or revelations last time. Mostly, it was about. So I don't think that you didn't get that one. You didn't make any
Find out what
money.
happened to,
Yeah.
Marines.
And I believe 2 of you did the. Correct me if I'm wrong.
What? Cut out.
I believe that we did. That one of you did assistance for the buddy PC, correct?
Yes.
I don't have a body PC, so that's more than
I think
me.
I made
my
a
buddy is Jack.
All right.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
the kid definitely gets the XP for the buddy thing, because I think you guys were working together or attempting to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you certainly risk your life for them. Okay.
So I'm gonna just roll for wits. I'm gonna try to give myself a new skill.
Okay. Sounds good.
And then let's see, roll for wits. So that's 3 base dice. Rip.
Fuck.
Okay. So I can definitely take one talent.
I just have 1 XP short, so.
Yeah, I'll just roll it at the end of the game.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good.
So.
So you guys ready to get started?
Yep.
So wait, how many XPs did I get?
You would have gotten. Let's go through the list again. So you would have gotten 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. You would have gotten 4.
Way.
Welcome to the 4 gang. No skills for us. Yeah.
Well, I had some XP left over from session 1, I think, so that's why I was able to try to get a talent. I failed to get in the talent, but
That'll look next time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'll just continue as is. It can't be ours.
So I will take the general talent stealthy.
Ooh. Little sneaky.
Okay, sounds good. Just mark it on your sheet so I can keep track.
Yeah.
What was that?
Just if you're taking a new skill, just mark it on your sheet so I can see it.
Oh no.
I mean,
Well, I don't think you are. I
No.
think you're only at 4.
I mean, I wrote down
No,
machine gunner just for my future reference, but I mean, I'm not going to act like I have it because I failed the roll.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I just it's mostly just housekeeping, so I don't lose track.
So I need to roll for stealth.
You know, you roll
For the
wits.
talent.
Wits.
For the talent. Okay.
So you just have to roll base die for what the fuck was my? Oh, that's a problem. Oh wait, here it is.
Oh,
Ugh.
wish me luck. Oh,
So much
Oh.
for luck.
yeah.
Oh, we're cursed.
Yeah.
Where was what page? I'm trying to find the page which has.
So it's
like, the
page
level up.
36 in the core rulebook.
Yeah.
Is the
36.
XP, and then the talent stuff is above
78,
that. But if you're
79.
looking for an understanding of how the talent stuff works, it's page 36.
Oh well, I mean, if
Bollocks.
you're looking for the talents, it's 78 and 79. So
Yeah, I see it now. Bollocks. Yes. At least I only have to like kill one thing, probably. I forget. I forgot how you gain. Would you gain
Yeah, XP is-
experience for
yeah.
killing things?
no.
Well, that's part of it. I mean, like it's most of it is just the act of surviving, so it's a little bit less combat based. So it's
Yeah.
not really tied
Fair
to-
enough. Yeah, I just
mean, you
I just
figure-
figured I'd get something for like killing free Poundland necromorphs.
I
You
mean,
got one extra one, I think.
that would
for-
that would count
that's
for overcoming a dangerous situation. So I mean,
Yeah, fair enough. I
Do
understand.
we relieve stress?
yeah, we relieve
Your
all-
stress is relieved, so you guys and I'll sort of explain the context of why that is when we kick off the story.
Yeah.
But right now your stresses are reduced, so you're back down to starting stress.
Yes, that's good.
We completely chill.
Yeah, we locked ourselves in the captain's quarters and we're just chilling.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just found out that the whole marine crew went missing, like 40 marines or something. That we're all alone.
Mm.
All right, let's get.
Alright.
Is everyone feeling pretty good? If you have more questions about the XP, I'm glad to do a one-on-one session with folks. If you want me to help you level up your characters or whatever. But it sounds like everyone has a pretty good idea. Feel free to DM me as well on
Okay.
Discord if you want to chat about it, and we can work on it.
Well, sure. Yeah, I understand.
All right. You are all sitting in what used to be the captain's ready room. Sunlight is streaking through the ceiling, and the air is full of the smell of cordite. Behind you is the main hangar area of the marine ship, the ground covered in shell casings and the corpses of former marines transformed into monsters. You've only been on planet for about an hour, and already things have gone south. One of you lights a cigarette as you ponder your next move. You are almost out of ammunition, and this marine ship you hoped was full of weapons and ammo seemed pretty picked clean. Outside, there are distinct track marks from M577s heading out. Someone's clearly been here before you. The rest of the ship seems empty and quiet. As you sit there, a few moments later, you hear the sound of a man coming towards you. He yells, "What was all that shooting?" And someone clangs down the corridor towards you.
Alright, so that would
You-
be this quarter.
Hmm.
Well, somebody's coming down here.
The shuttle is behind you with enough fuel to make it back to orbit if you
Oh.
want to. The ship lays unexplored in front of you. In orbit above you, the airlock doors between your ship and the Rise slide open, and an android strolls on board. He whistles as he walks down the corridor, lightly running his fingers on the paint. Sitting in your pilot's chair, he continues to hum a tune. He flips some switches and seems to be doing something that involves a lot of typing. The sound of the keyboard echoes through this empty ship, and before long, some of the screens flip back to life. He smiles, and we leave the android there, sitting in the mostly dark bridge. Meanwhile, a young man comes around the corner and waves at you all. He's a younger man, about 182 centimeters tall, with a lanky build. He has an AK-4047 on his back, the curved magazine just jutting out from behind him. He's wearing a jumpsuit with some icons you don't recognize and goggles along with a heavy backpack. He repeats his question. What the hell was all that shooting?
Look around at all the corpses and you'll have your answer.
But yeah.
He
we got
grins a
kinda-
bit.
oh,
Yeah, these things are dumber than rocks. We don't usually shoot them because they're not worth the bullets. We usually carry some firecrackers and just toss them into the ship before we go in to get them to come to the sound, and either leave them outside off a cliff or whack them to death. Well, hopefully you didn't waste too much ammo on them. They're spooky, but they're pretty easy to deal with.
Incidentally,
Looking
sorry.
looking at Sky, he asks, "Why are you all buttoned up? Air here is fine to breathe." Then he frowns and seems to get uncomfortable. Wait, you all don't look like archaeologists, and you sure as shit from the crack. So what are you doing?
Long
Well, I could
story,
ask you
but
the
the
same
current
thing.
chapter of it is we need more ammo. We came down to the ship looking for ammo. Ammo and weapons, I should say.
He nods. Oh, so you guys, your ship also got trapped up?
Yep. That's the gist of it.
More or less.
He explains
So
he
how
came
long
from a
have you
place
been
called
there?
the Crack. He's arrived 3 days ago. He laughs and says he was looking for a new place to set up shop. He's hoping that he'll find a wreck that maybe some of the crew has missed.
So, does he have any friends? Or are you on your own here?
He smiles. He says, "Well, it's hard to have friends out here, but I have a small group that'll be circling back around in a couple of days. I wanted to give this place another pass, and then the unfortunate souls you encounter sort of got me trapped in here a bit." But he says, he smiles and he says, "I wouldn't be opposed to a ride back home if you've got that shuttle with the fuel. You're welcome to pick over this Hulk, but honestly, we've pretty much taken everything of value from it." He spits onto the ground, serves those Marines right for ignoring us and heading into the city.
So what's in the city?
He looks a little bit confused. He's like, "Wait, what do you know? Where do you think you?"
Well, I know we got stranded with our ship, and we met an android up there named Lucas. Not sure if you know him.
He
But,
looks pretty uncomfortable when he hears the name Lucas. What happened to those archaeologists?
Archaeologist?
Yeah, he came with a bunch of archaeologists. They came down. They went in and around the city. Said that they were gonna come back with a plan, and nobody ever came back.
Well, to be fair with you, we don't know much about it either, but Lucas said that the source of all the ships like going stranded basically was in the city.
Yeah, he says that's true, but unfortunately, you can't just head into the city. Everybody tries, and nobody ever comes back, or at least doesn't come back right.
Well, there has to be some sort of way. There's no way you can like live here. I don't want to stay here forever.
He smiles. He says, "Well, you gotta understand. So there's two places. So there's the city, which is made by somebody else. I don't know who. And then there's the Crack, and the Crack is where I live."
You have to tell me that. And I'll staring him down.
He looks at you all. He says, "Your equipment looks like it's in good shape. You must you couldn't have been trapped up there."
Not really. We've only been here an hour.
Pretty eventful hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, very.
Yeah. He says, "Yeah. So let me explain a little bit about how things work here. So, the Crack is where the Temple of the Still is, and the Temple of the Still is the people who handle the city. They're the only ones who go in and out. But it's also where we all live. It's a former colony ship. We converted it into a sort of a community. That's sort of where we all base ourselves out of, and that's also where the salvage yards are. So, I mean, if you're looking for, more information or whatever, you probably just want to follow what the archaeologist did and head there and talk to them. I don't know how successful you'll be. He says, I'm not a very religious person, but the Temple of the Still has a bad reputation, you could say.
Almost as bad as I sort of point to the not as bad a reputation as those zombie things, I hope.
He looks at you with a little bit of pity in his eyes. He says, if you think those are the worst thing that you're going to find here, I've got some bad news for you.
Well, what's worse than those things?
He says, it's hard to explain. You know, the city is not a pleasant place to go. But he starts to look kind of uncomfortable. He says, "Look, I don't want to like get too much in your guys' business. You're welcome to, if you want to try whatever people have tried and head to the city, you can do that. I mean, I think you probably, if your intention is to try to get out of here and go home, I mean, welcome to the club. I would probably talk to the people of the Temple of the Still though, because they know the city the best."
What became of all the ammo? Would you have any to spare?
He says, I have the one magazine for the AK. Most of the Marine gear was stripped and taken by the guards at the temple. So, I mean, you could probably try to trade something for it if you want.
Like we trading?
He laughs and he waves his hand. Not with me. He's like, honestly, this AK is not even in very good shape. He says, I mostly carry it for show. I'm not much of a fighter. But, if you were looking for Marine grade ammunition, all that stuff was carted back to the temple.
Right.
So, I mean, they'd be the right people to talk to.
All right. Well, by the way, you mentioned that people from the temple actually go inside the city.
Yeah, so there's a ceremony. I don't know. He scratches his head. He says, you'll see it if we end up going that way. But yes, the short answer is a few members of the Temple of the Still do go into the city. Everybody else stays away from it. He says, I've never even tried to go in, but, we all hear the stories. And, there's a reason why the temples, most of its flock are guards. But they're the people who know more about it than me.
Right. I kind of look over the group with like, this is suspicious, guys. Sounds like we know where to head, though. At least it's a point of interest.
So it's an idea for a place, yeah.
Yeah, he shrugs. He says, well, I'm going to go wait outside either way, get some fresh air, because I've been trapped in this stuffy old corpse of a ship for a couple of days. If you are open to giving me a ride, I'd much appreciate it. But if not, my friends will be back in a couple of days. Feel free to poke around and take what you want. And he walks past you guys, and he heads out the front door and sits in the grass.
Wait, before you leave, what's your name?
He yells back. He says, my name's Aaron.
Oh, nice to meet you, Aaron. I'm Harper.
He waves, and he clearly looks ecstatic to be outside again, getting some fresh air.
I wouldn't blame him.
No. Being locked up with those creeps must have been quite stressful.
While this is happening, I look at Jack and say, where can I get some food around here?
Some food? Oh, I wouldn't know. I mean...
Did you guys bring any food?
I don't think so. Did we not?
I mean, didn't write it down, but if, like... I mean, I assumed that I would have prepped some, like, stuff before going on an
MRE or something.
Yeah,
there's probably some survival rations in the shuttle.
Yeah.
That would make sense.
More scavenging, then?
Let's find the kid at candy bar, shall we?
Let's not. Let's go actually look what we came here for. Oh, wait, no, there isn't anything. Let's just... Oh, God. Well, I was glad to know that this trip was a waste of time.
Hey, it's not a waste of time. I mean,
we wasted all of our ammo only to be told that there's no ammo.
yeah, but we saved the guy, and he knows where some ammo is.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that Aaron guy looks pretty nice, admittedly.
I mean, for now at least.
Uh,
Let's hope we can get some supplies from the city, but I'm not sure what we should find on there. But you guys want to search?
hmm.
Well,
It's worth
just in case, sure, why not?
I mean, he could be lying, you know. I mean, he was on this ship.
There is.
Maybe he was just like, yeah, there's nothing here, and then he stuffed something away.
That's a good point. So.
Yeah.
Hmm. It's not like he'll really need it if he's heading out.
Yeah.
Well, let's take a peek around. Maybe he missed something.
Yeah.
Hmm.
We're taking a peep around.
I love it. All right. Does someone want to? So basically, how it works is you guys can roll a search in every room, and then I will roll on my side if you're successful, and we'll see what.
Yeah.
Deal. Who's got the highest observation?
I have 7.
I have 5.
I have 5.
Well, so I guess it was Harper who said 7.
Yeah.
All right, then Harper, take point.
Yep.
So
Well,
you guys have
go.
searched. So the rooms, like you have searched the bridge already. You've searched the main landing area, like the docking area.
Yep.
The rest of the ship remains unsearched, though.
Yeah. I'll just check this corridor then. Just kind of go around for something useful, food,
Yeah.
weapons. I don't know.
Smart gun ammo.
Smart kind of. Hey.
Oh!
Let's go.
Wow.
Are you able to
Wow.
push on it?
Ooh, I'm not gonna push now.
Fair enough.
Hmm.
Man, I want to save the push for like a life-threatening situation.
Yeah, true.
Because who knows when we're gonna be resting again? Well, probably soon, actually.
All right, you guys find a med kit in the hallway, sitting in a corner
Ooh.
underneath a few discarded pieces of clothing.
Nice. Well, anyone has any experience with medical stuff? Because I sure don't.
My medical aid is 2.
Oh, well, that's a fair point, actually. I'm not sure if I'm not too good at medical stuff myself, really.
Me neither. I mean,
I was kind of hoping you were as good as medical stuff than you are with that blowtorch, but...
So, who has the highest medical aid? Because I've got 2.
Oh, God. Well, in total, I have 3.
I will go.
Guess I'll just keep it with me then.
Yeah,
for
just,
now.
you have the highest, so keep it.
I want to check out for food, so I'll go in the somewhere here.
Okay, so that's just going to be an empty hallway, but you can pick one of the rooms if you want, because that's just
I
a small
assume
corridor.
this one.
So you guys walk in. This looks like it may have been some sort of briefing or meeting room. There's a
Okay.
couple maps and documents on the table. It looks like topographical maps showing elevation and terrain around some circular buildings you haven't seen before.
So I'm gonna check here, and then like Harper, come here. Let's check this out.
Alright, I'll go with Sky. Just Nick will do the other room.
So observation.
Oof.
Well, I
How
guess
hungry
I'm
are you, boy?
I don't know anything about the maps. I say
Yeah.
like Nick says like, this is just bunch of old people stuff.
Can I have a look at the map?
You can, yeah. The map is doesn't require an observation roll. That's just to search the room. You can just look at the map. It's on the table.
Fair enough. Right then.
Yeah, so the map is just it depicts a series of terrain choices. It looks like there's looks like the remains of a crashed ship, and then a large circular city with a tower in the middle, and then smaller sort of squat buildings surrounding it. There are arrows. It looks like they're based on labels that they were planning or did in fact go into this city. It seems to be some sort of tactical plan.
Hmm.
Well, that tactic didn't work out, did it?
Attempted raid, maybe? Not sure. What could Space Marines be here for?
So wait, meanwhile, with Harper and I in this one room.
Sure, roll a search.
Are you helping me?
Yeah, I can't. Well, wait, hold on. Do I have an observation? Yeah, I have observation of 1. So is that a boost of +1 for him?
Yeah, you can help him for
Yeah,
+1.
I'll help
to
him
him.
look around. So,
Alright, cool.
Ooh, good thing. Good thing you did.
Yeah, that's the one that helped me. So basically, Sky finds it like, good eye.
You find a pack of cigarettes.
Just what I needed.
Oh,
I'm
dear.
starting to think at this point, because the scientist isn't around, I'm thinking that maybe Harper and Sky should be buddies. You know, because they've been working a lot. Not just with this session, but I think the last one. So,
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
So, I
Just
mean,
mark it on the sheets.
Harper, it's up to you.
Yeah, if you're open to it, Harper.
Fine by me.
Alright, cool.
Cool, great. All right, you guys continue through the ship. Harper and Sky. This looked like it used to be some sort of. You guys are now. The room you're in right now is clearly was turret control and ammunition storage, but it's all been hauled away and disassembled. Further down the corridor, with the doors open, you can see that there are a series of what looks like lockers and storage areas.
In this same area?
No, down here where I'm pinging.
Yeah, so I guess we went down there.
Yeah. And then for Jack and Nick, you can move over here if you want to.
I like that idea. Head there.
Sounds like
All right, so you guys walk in. This is where the Marines had clearly been in stasis, sleeping. You see evidence of a couple different things. You see that there were indeed a lot of people on board the ship, and it looks like, from what you can tell, whoever was here left in a pretty organized fashion. You don't see a lot of signs of struggle or that any of this equipment is like particularly damaged. This looks like a pretty normal part of operations. If one of you wants to roll a observation, that would be great.
What's Nick's observation?
I am 5.
I have 5 as well. I can help you out. I'll help you out for like +1.
Okay.
Yeah. That'd be 6.
nice.
Yeah. Yeah. I did it. I did that.
Teamwork is power.
Whoa. So what's there then?
All right, you guys find a power cell. This is to power up a cutting torch or something of that nature.
Yes.
Nice job.
Yes.
Yeah. The saga of the blowtorch continues.
Oh.
Jack versus the queen. Who will win?
It's true. The blowtorch is the best weapon you have.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Are the pods empty?
Pods are empty. Yeah. So whoever was here
Yeah.
left a while ago.
Okay.
And then for Sky and Harper, you guys see that this probably, when the ship was operational, wouldn't have had a sergeant at arms. This is clearly where they stored a lot of their small arms, weapons, and ammunition, but it's all gone, to the extent that the doors have been ripped off. And it looks like it's been pretty heavily picked through. You also see a couple of pieces of paper on the ground that look like they may have been related to the map thing, and they're sort of talking about the same thing, which is like a plan to go into a city.
All right, can I read it?
Sure, go ahead. So you pick up the piece of paper, and it's outlining that, given the dates on it and given the orders, it seems like this crew didn't end up here accidentally. It
I'll
seems
be right
like this
back,
crew
hold on.
was sent here. So these have orders from sort of Central Marine Command, dictating that they go and investigate the city. So this is the first piece of paper to suggest that these Marines maybe came from a different place or had a different goal than the rest of the folks.
All right. They went here on purpose then. I'll store the paper in like my. I just store it on myself. Have it with me.
Sounds great.
Plot thickens.
Plot thickens. Well, and then I of course like to search for something. Like should be something hidden. I mean.
Yeah, go for it.
Well, Cody said be right back, but I assume he helps me with this. So.
Yeah, we can just assume he helps.
Yeah. Nice.
Harper, what do you roll for?
Oh, just to search for like some things that's still left.
Oh.
And I just assumed you helped me.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. I also found a paper that says has information about why the Marines were here,
Yeah,
and
I
it
mean,
seems
I
that.
caught that. I'm just saying, like, did you get any other stuff? So.
All right. Yeah, I'm looking. We'll see. Find out. What do we find?
You find a magic 8-ball.
God damn.
Oh, what?
Magic 8-ball.
Hidden.
Where can I find more smart gun ammo?
It rolled underneath one of the lockers, so it's a magic 8-ball.
Oh, nice. I throw it over the sky. Here, maybe it has some answers for your ammo problem.
Magic 8-ball. Where can I get more ammo?
Says try again later.
This guy just snarls in rage and throws it across the room and breaks it.
Oh no, not the valuable assets.
Oh, God forbid the fucking magic 8-balls. Try again.
Oh my god, I tried a magic 8-ball simulator and it really did ask again later.
Really?
Yeah, I just looked it up.
That's like coincidence.
Yeah, it's beyond coincidence. We seem to be in deep shit.
Yeah.
At least in terms of the ammo situation. In terms of blowtorch situation, we're all good.
We're all set. Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
But every single
You're
person
locked and loaded on the blowtorch.
Yeah, but every single person with ammo is out of ammo.
Yeah. I have one mag, I think, or like in the gun. That's about it.
All right, you guys. Who wants to go where?
I guess we'll just move south, cause.
Yeah.
I guess I'll move like here-ish. I
Yeah.
think there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was thinking the
Sounds
same.
good.
I also asked Jack, hey Jack, where do
Yeah?
adults hide food?
Depends.
Where would you hide it?
A jelly donut and a Foot Locker.
Yeah, we just went there.
Either in a locker or in some sort of cupboard, if I could choose.
Interesting.
Back at the station, I would hide donuts in my cupboard as well.
I would hide it in my back pocket.
I don't blame you.
Yeah.
Tastes better than most of the stuff that you get on the ships.
Yeah, the regular food sucks.
Regular is an insult.
Kind of is, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right, so we search this room as well, I guess, because we're all here.
Sounds good. Let's do it.
Alright.
Is everyone helping? Because then I get like
Yeah.
+3, I think.
Wait, is this like one big room or is it like separated?
Oh yeah.
This is one. Sorry, yeah, it's unclear from the map. This is just one big room.
All right, and so yeah.
Let's go. Let's go.
Yay, we
Oh,
got two.
Nice.
Yeah.
Perfect. Great. Give me 1 sec.
Yes. Uh-oh. When the DM says that.
It's a bloody necromorph, isn't it?
Yeah. Hey, you find a live xenomorph in here. Good luck.
So you do find a 357 Magnum reload.
Yes!
Nice. At least somebody.
And
was-
then, because you ran twice, let me do it again. Give me one.
At least somebody got some ammo.
Yeah. Too bad we can load them in your smart gun now,
Yeah,
Sky.
if only. And Sky
I mean, it
just
would
looks
be
at her
it would be a
smart-
really short burst, but
It gives her like gives it a regretful look. If only.
Smart torch.
Hidden in the corner, you do find what looks like half of a case of
Case
What?
of what?
vodka. You
Oh.
find some vodka.
I'll keep that away from the kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, God forbid he comes
Can we
more
now
when he's
do-
drunk.
Can
Yeah.
me and can Nick and Jack now do a roll?
So you guys are in the same room, so you'd have to move to
Yeah.
the room to on the right there. I think that's the last unexplored.
What, this one?
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, that one. I think that's it.
Yeah. We'll move there.
Yeah.
If nobody wants it, I'm gonna get some vodka. You
Yeah.
want some?
Oh
Yeah.
no, yeah, I'll take some vodka. Well, actually,
Oh,
wait,
yeah,
hold on. Wait, I think it has a negative debuff, so this guy's like, I'll pass. I need to stay sober.
Alright.
Tickled pink as I'd be to drink away my sorrow.
If I recall correctly, I think it was alcohol. It's like a -1 stress, but it's like a like a debuff
Yeah.
to
Wits.
like
Yeah.
wits and intelligence. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's right.
So,
So.
you guys help me out.
I'll help. Yeah.
Where are you? Oh well, I guess I'll just go with. So yeah.
Yeah,
All of you.
yeah, we're all here.
Yeah.
I think if we're all
Yeah.
here,
Plus
though,
3.
that Harper should roll because he's got the highest space observation.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
So
All right, that's fine by me. Not really. I'll just do it then. There we go.
what?
Oh no!
Oh, okay. I'm pushing. Fuck
Yeah,
this.
do it.
Fuck it. This is unacceptable.
Yeah, seriously.
I always have the worst fucking luck in this. Okay, there we go.
I mean,
Deary me.
you got a success at least.
I get frustrated that we don't find anything. I'm just kind of like, ah, god damn it! I'm looking again.
Just turns over like a bench or something like that. And there it
Yeah,
is.
like flip it. Like, ah, there it is. I knew it.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
All right, you guys find some bug juice protein drink.
Worth it. That's worth it. That's worth it.
That's food.
You need some vodka, Harper.
I got some. I got some.
How much of
Yeah.
this bug juice do we find?
You find 2 containers worth of bug juice protein drink.
Containers.
I'm gonna take one of them.
Yeah, same.
Uh,
How much does a container like contain?
So 1 container will increase both your food and water supply 1 bar. So we haven't done. You guys really haven't been on the planet yet for this to be like a super big issue because you've only been on for like an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Yeah.
But that's the effect it has.
All right.
Question: should we track this together, or?
No, I mean it sounds like I'm writing them down as you guys are getting
Okay.
them.
Okay.
So I do know the total list. I don't really care if I think it's fine to just do it together, like as a shared asset.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do weight counting, so it's not going to matter.
No. Okay.
All right.
I kind of want to ask, does this area need to be explored? I don't think we explored this.
We could always try it.
Yeah, you can give it a shot.
I would like to give it a shot. Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, sounds good.
And then we
Sure.
could just leap through the tunnel that the aliens came out of. Yeah, I mean, don't you remember they came from this tunnel last time?
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Did
Yeah.
True that.
Get some food that way.
Shall I roll again?
Yeah. Whoa!
Nice.
nice.
Shit, damn.
This game hates me though, but still.
The game both loves you and it hates you.
Yeah, it does.
That's what it's all about. It really is like a mother in that way.
Yeah. Maybe that's the whole point.
Yeah, fair.
Alright, you find a knife tucked underneath.
I'll take the knife.
Looks like some metal stuff that fell over. And you also find a book called The Investigation of the Gods.
I will take the book.
Is
Curious
knife
title.
2 damage?
One, I think.
Yeah, I think knife is 2 damage.
Oh, 2. Nice.
Yeah, so let me just go and see how.
Or, I mean, let me check real fast. Give me 1 sec.
Oh my.
I'm checking.
Jeez.
What did you hit?
No, I was just doing. I was doing like a practice swing with it, just like
All right.
like flicking around.
Oh, if you
Careful
did,
with
if
that
you,
thing.
if you had like a panic, if you rolled a, would there be like a critical failure? Like that would be like a panic. wouldn't it?
Knife is 2 damage.
Yeah. So.
No
Rolling
bonus.
a panic, rolling a panic is just. It's not a failure like immediately.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
depends on what the panic is actually.
Fair enough. I was just thinking like
Yeah,
a
critical one.
failure.
Yeah.
You lodge your knife into someone's skull.
Yeah.
Roll another character.
Well, for example, if Cody had like I don't know, 15 stress, and he would have called a panic roll, could have gone pretty badly.
But
But
actually, no, because I can activate overkill.
all right.
That's even worse, I think.
No, it's not, because with overkill, it doesn't team kill. It's enemies only, and then it gets rid of.
No.
The only problem is that it scares the lever-loving crap out of all of us.
Well, it's better than me going berserk and like shanking somebody to death or becoming catatonic.
Fair enough.
So.
Well.
Hmm.
So the book, is it like just a story book, or is it like information?
So the book seems to be something published
Alright.
by the locally.
Oh.
And your guess is because the paper is really, really rough. The cover's pretty rough. It seems to be referencing some belief system you're not familiar with. But, you know, it might be worth asking Aaron about it.
Yeah, I think it would be. This book would definitely be a sort of insight into the minds of like whoever we could possibly meet, who else we could meet on this place. Don't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Are you guys gonna go say hi to Aaron?
Yeah, just head out the.
I think that
secret
sounds a
escape
good
hatch
idea.
and just head out.
Hmm.
Can I get some bug juice, please?
No.
Sure. I mean,
You're
you
so
guys
lame.
share inventory as a party. You can take a bug juice.
Well, hold on, wait.
If nobody else objects, it's up to you guys. But,
Well, I mean, for one
yeah.
thing, we're rivals. So I mean, like, if he tries reaching for him, I'm just gonna like just yank it, like hold it away from him and like push him away. So.
I would just say, well, Nick, let's just wait a little bit with that until we're like need to eat.
Okay.
Don't worry, you got your bug juice, but you know, can't just waste resources.
Thinking of the dog from 101 Dalmatians. I'm hungry, Mommy. I'm hungry.
I take the cat out of my bag and
What?
pet it.
You
have a cat?
You were carrying a
What?
cat in your bag for an hour?
Yes.
Through
I'm
that fight?
I'm allergic to cats.
How the
That's
I was
outstanding.
allergic to.
I wouldn't want to imagine what would happen if that got hurt in that fight there.
Poor kitty.
I mean, I don't want to imagine like a blowtorch going for a cat. You know what I mean?
What's the cat's name?
You guys can call the cat whatever you want. I don't think anybody named it.
Really?
I don't care to name it.
I named it Billy.
Billy.
Oh, did you? Okay.
I don't remember.
That's fine.
Is it even a male? Can you
Wait,
tell?
is it? Oh, is it the ghost cat from the ship?
Yeah, it is.
Ah.
You've only
Oh,
encountered
right.
one cat.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. No, I just forgot about the cat on the ship, and I just thought he pulled out a fucking cat out of nowhere.
Well, I mean, I knew the
Surprise cat.
I knew the cat was
Yeah,
on the
right.
ship. I didn't fucking know that he'd taken it with him.
I think he took it, yeah, he took it. I remember.
Oh well, I don't.
I don't remember either.
More mouths to feed. That's good.
Yeah. I mean, worst comes to worst, we can eat the cat.
We can eat the cat food.
I've got a
Probably
knife. I can
better.
skin it, and then the blowtorch can cook it.
Hey.
I mean, would be. I must be very hungry for that. But...
Well, I've got my bug juice, but in case I run out, I'll just kill the cat.
I'll go with the bug juice for now. I hope you're a good cook, though, Sky. Because I'm certainly not.
I might be able to scrap up something.
Well, and that's what I say. I'll skin it with a knife, and then Jack can cook it with a blowtorch.
Sounds healthy.
Teamwork.
I take my laser and point it in this guy's eyes.
Why? I mean, I'm in a suit. Wouldn't that like bounce off the glass?
No, laser pointers would go through glass. I mean, I don't know what it does. I'm not sure.
It does
Nick,
not.
what are you
I
thinking?
I just want to blind him.
Okay, well, Sky is temporarily blinded. You have antagonized your rival.
Hold on a sec. No. You're saying I don't get any kind of say like to shield my eyes and then kick him in the stomach, kick him away?
I mean, if you guys want to go
The distance.
PvP between the kid and
He'll
Cody,
die.
sure. I mean, I guess if you want to do that, it's certainly a door that's open to you. I think right now he's just being a precocious kid, though.
Yeah,
You're
I
welcome.
think,
Sky hates precocious kids.
All right. Well, that's
yeah,
your character.
I mean, just like me. So
So, what would you folks like to do now?
I think going out to see Aaron would be a good idea. So it sounds like I mean, we've investigated like every part of the ship that
Yeah.
will be worth investigating. So confront him, like talking to him, like learning a bit more. Shown in the book, especially, would be correct. I think would be the correct course of action.
yeah.
Yeah. Could tell
Yeah.
us more.
All right.
I'd like to know more about this place.
So you guys walk out. Aaron's lying in the grass. He sees you come out and waves. He seems pretty relaxed. What'd you guys find? Anything good?
Nah, not really.
I mean, I found a power cell for my blowtorch, so I'm all biz about that.
I found a knife and I just kind of like twirl it around in my finger with like the bayonet lug.
I found some cigarettes.
You also found ammo, right?
His eyes light up when he sees the cigarettes. He says, "You're gonna want to keep those. People at the crack are desperate for factory-made cigarettes. He says those are worth their weight in gold."
I say fucking addicts, and I light one.
Who has the book?
Nick has it.
Nick, could you give the book over, please?
Okay. I give it over to Jack.
I take the book from Nick and then I show it to Aaron. We found this while we were looking in one of the rooms. Would you happen to know anything about it?
He looks at it. He says, "Oh, this is one of Luke the Evangelist's books. He sort of trails off for a moment. He's a leading member of the temple. He's a strange guy, but he would probably appreciate getting that back. I don't think there's that many copies."
Wait, what's his name again? I missed it.
Luke the Evangelist.
Luke
the Evangelist.
The Evangelist. Okay, got it. Interesting name.
Definitely, definitely thinks quite a bit of himself, I think.
Yeah, it sure looks like.
Aaron looks a little nervous as you guys are talking about him, and he For the first time, you'll see underneath his long curly hair, he's missing his right ear. And as you bring up Luke the Evangelist, he sort of gingerly touches the lump that used to be.
What happened there?
Oh dear.
He says it's if you come to the crack, they'll explain it to you there. I don't really want to go into it right now. But it's pretty self-explanatory when it's better to hear it from them. He looks a little uncomfortable and he says, "Do you guys mind? Do you want to come back with me, or am I gonna wait for my friends to pick up?"
I can
Well,
go on the ship.
I think
Fine by me.
seems I definitely trust. I can say I can trust Aaron.
I mean, remember that if you'd like to do a manipulate roll, one of you could try that. Right, that is a skill that you.
Or to like for more information, you mean? Or...
Yeah, you could, because he clearly doesn't want to give you this information. So if you'd like to
Oh,
manipulate
like
him into giving you that information, that's
Oh.
I just want to make sure that you're aware of this.
Oh well, I actually wanted to do that. It was possible, but I thought it was in this case. But yeah, sure. I'd like to know more. And well, okay, I'll just roll first, and then I'll just say what I'm gonna say.
Okay.
Oh.
Ah, fuck my life. Really? Really?
The one fucking stress you have and you panic. Well, you're probably not going to.
Wait, did it do anything? Oh, this one doesn't do that. Okay.
That's good. That's good at least. It's like a.
It's a panic
Like
roll.
a.
You
gotta be kidding me, right?
You just get a twitch.
It's just a twitch. It's fine.
Yeah, it's just a twitch.
So all of our stress goes up 1, isn't it?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Damn it.
Well, a bit like I think I'm a bit what's it called? Not scared, but like aware of that this Luke guy is kind of violent and he does stuff to like his people, I guess. I ask him. Well, we kind of like want to know what we're getting into, and we'd like to prevent like stuff like that from happening to us. So could you tell us a little more? I mean, we'll take you back if you do.
He says, "Okay. I mean, I guess you were going to find out shortly anyway." He says the colony ship is originally survived. The temple calls it the community sacrifice or the sacrifice, and it's probably the best way to put it is simply in the beginning it was ritualistic cannibalism, and that tradition we no longer need it for sustenance, but the tradition continues on today that all members of the community must sacrifice of themselves to be allowed entry into that community, and so my ear was my sacrifice. And
Christ.
you know, if you, they'll ask you to do the same. He says, we don't really get a lot of visitors. I don't know, he says, you're not members of the community, so I don't know what will happen if you say no. Probably, he's like, I don't know. I don't think the archaeologists gave sacrifices, but I'm not sure. But yeah, that's sort of common for all of us.
Right. Okay, guys, I have an idea.
Yes?
Lay it on me.
Well, what if we take a body part from one of the deceased Marines with us and use it as a sacrifice?
I don't know if that really work.
I don't know either, but I don't
mean,
want to
like,
sacrifice anything for myself for this place.
I mean, if we take like an ear or something like that, then they'll see that we have both ears on our heads, and they'll probably ask where we got it from. Like, and they'll know they're being duped.
Oh, I didn't mean as a dupe. I mean, just if we say no, we at least have a backup. Like, well, you could take this instead of our meat.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
it's not a lie. I didn't mean it as a lie.
It's I just don't think it would really be very fruitful.
Aaron looks at you all and he says, "No, the point is that you sacrifice for the community, not
right,
that you."
Yeah.
bring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, trust me, if I could have chopped a piece off a corpse of one of these things, I would have done it.
All right. Well.
Yeah.
Well, what are we supposed to sacrifice?
He says that's up to you. That's if you want to do that, I would recommend talking to the temple when you get there. They can explain in better detail. He says I'm not a particularly religious man. I just sort of did what was asked.
Mm.
Well, we'll just see when we get there, I guess. People sound fucking crazy.
It's potential for supplies, but you have to. There's just the people themselves. That's the drawback.
I mean, could just go there and not be a part of their thing. I mean, like, do you strike them as like tolerant people?
I guess so. Just. I think they might want us to lop off something important before we be able to before we could take anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I kind of turned to the group, like kind of out of hearing distance from. I forgot his name. What's his name again?
Aaron.
Yeah. Maybe we should hide some of the rations if we go there. Like hide some stuff because it seems like food is pretty scarce around here. I don't want to go let them like snoop around the ship and take our stuff. You know.
There's an idea. And
Fair
I've got plenty
point.
of pockets on my Mark 35, so.
Exactly. Alright, so that's what we'll do. So, Aaron, we're just gonna make the ship ready, and then we're ready to leave. So we'll just call you.
How many MREs are on the ship, or just like food?
Let me see if I can find some sort of source for that. Otherwise, I'll have to roll for it.
Are there any like weapons or ammo on the shuttle? Kind of like the one
No,
in,
this would have been a civilian shuttle. You wouldn't have had any weapons.
Oh, okay. Well, I was thinking about how the one in Covenant was like fully loaded with shotguns and assault rifles. So.
Yeah, I mean but this was an archaeologist trip, so I don't, I think that they were sort of more understanding that they were setting up a colony for like an infinite amount of time, whereas this would have been more of a closed loop trip. All right, so there would be, let's say that there are 6 prefab meals on there. That's sort of what I rolled for. These are the average meals in space. They're just flash frozen rations. And then there are, let's say, 10 bottles of water.
Oh.
They are bottles of purified water.
Well, we definitely need to hide that.
So yeah, I'll take 2 of the MREs and 2 of the water bottles.
So you guys probably are you cool with Cody taking supplies for herself?
No.
I mean, I am.
Well, I thought it was shared. Yeah, I thought it was Harper's idea to hide the supplies.
Yeah, it's up to you guys. I mean, you tell me what you want to do.
I mean, I'm just doing what Harper suggested.
I mean, yeah. Well, you could at least like just keep on yourself what you get, I guess. But I'm in hiding, like just. I just assume for a fact that they will snoop around their ship for stuff, and just hide it in a place where it's hard to find on the ship.
Okay, you guys could do that. So you want to take your supplies and tuck them away somewhere hidden inside the ship.
Yep.
Okay, great.
Could be like with a blanket, not just like a blanket, but like just good idea.
So you guys cut open, or you unscrew the mattress for one of the bunks, and underneath a false bottom, put your food and drinks down there. So it would be possible for someone to find it, but it would be a little tricky.
Sounds good to me.
I mean, can I not just like
for a crossover?
What?
Just saying the potential for crossover.
Well, I was talking about doing is kind of like what Vasquez did with Aliens, where like under her smart gun harness she hid an extra battery and a pistol. So, I mean, that's what considering
You
it's
can
what we're
just
doing.
keep get on your person what you like, but
Yeah,
just,
Victoria's Secret compartment.
The big bulk of it should be hidden because we can't just take it all with us. They might ask us to relieve us of our stuff or something. So I'll just grab a water bottle as well.
Well, I mean, it could also be like a bargaining chip, like supplies to trade.
True.
So.
We'll see.
And Matt, you said you're not
All right,
counting
so Aaron,
for like food and stuff.
No, we're not going to do wait for this right now. I mean, I may revisit that decision in the future, but so far you're not in a situation in which like you're doing a lot of walking. You've mostly just landed and gone somewhere and then gone somewhere else.
Yeah,
So
my encumbrance
I may
is
revisit
10,
that decision
so.
in the future, but right now, I don't care about weight.
Okay. Well, I was mainly getting at like wait for food, but.
Yeah, I mean, right now the food and the drinks, I think leaving them on the shuttle makes the most sense. If you want to start divvying them up individually, you guys can make that decision, and we'll, if you take all of them with you, we'll have to do some sort of weight penalty just because that's a lot.
Yeah. Well, I didn't take
but,
all of them. I just took 2 MREs, 2 water bottles.
Okay. So I mean, like that's you guys see Cody taking those the water bottles and the MREs.
Sky, right?
Sorry, yeah. Sky is takes the water bottles and the MREs. I think the rest of the supplies go underneath the bunk.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you guys want to head to the crack?
Yep.
Well, let's call Aaron over that we're done with readying the ship.
Sounds all right.
All right, he gives you guys some coordinates, and before long you take off, and you are. Give me 1 second.
Can we relieve our stress in the ship, by the way, while we're flying?
Yeah.
Playing with my signature item, I just light a little ciggy in there.
All right, you guys. You try to land right here.
Quick question though: do we relieve stress because it's a long flight and just kind of chilling?
Sure. Yeah, you guys can relieve stress. That makes sense to me. The personal item thing all made sense.
Yes.
Yep.
So you can relieve one. Yeah. So you guys land, and it looks like you're not really sure what you're seeing. Do you guys get off the shuttle?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Wait, before I get off. Wait, where did we land? Or where are we now?
You landed at the bottom, sort of that cement area, that landing pad area.
Okay.
Oh yeah, right here. Okay. It's kind of like get a little bit of an overview, I guess. Just what do I see?
So as you open the door, you see a man walking towards you. Well, actually, maybe not a man. It seems to be 2 people in one, kind of. It's a strong-looking fellow wearing simple brown robes with a harness on his chest, holding the top half of another man. The porter seems uninterested in you, but the half of a person is grinning from ear to ear with outstretched hands. He calls out, "Welcome, new brothers and sisters, to the crack, home to the temple of the Still Keepers. I applaud your courage in embracing this hard situation, and like all new potential members of our flock, wanted to welcome you myself. I am known as Balance, and this is my dear friend Isro." The man nods towards you and shifts the harness a bit. We are always ready and eager to welcome another dear soul into the flock. Where do you come from?
Space.
That's right.
It's a bit of a blur, to be honest.
Behind him and around him, crews of people work. It looks like what happens is they drag the pieces of the ships into this camp for disassembly. Directly in front of you is sort of an odd-looking hangar. This facility, this is the sort of most solid of the buildings. You can't see what's going on inside of there. Notice that patrolling around between the 2 fences are men with weapons. They don't seem particularly interested in you, but it does seem like some of the workers are quite surprised to see you. You get the sense that they don't get a lot of visitors. Folks seem to be coming in, disassembling. There's a lot of metal work and grinding sounds as pieces of ships are broken down.
At least it's a warm welcome.
That's something.
Yeah. You gotta take what little victories you have, especially in a big harsh galaxy like this.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
I'd like to.
The man strapped to the other man's chest looks at all of you and nods. He says, "As you can see, we have a prosperous community here, and we are excited always to welcome new pilgrims who have become mired here. We know that this is a harsh world, and we applaud your conviction and your willingness to accept your new fate in life. Um, I will ask, though, as is customary, what will you be sacrificing today?"
Well, I won't be. We have a book that
Yeah.
Luke might want to see.
I show the book that he's talking about. Since it's all
He looks quite excited. This is Luke's book. I don't know why this would be. This would have left the area, but we are glad to have it back. May I ask? He seems distracted by this new find and sort of eagerly flipping through the pages. He asks, "What are you looking for here? Who brought you here?" He hasn't seen Aaron yet.
Our little buddy Aaron over here, like we found him. He showed us the way over here. We're kind of just passing through for trade, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Balance says, "I'd love to trade with friends. We always are welcome. We would like to help all of you, all of the lost flock. But again, I appreciate the book, but what will you be sacrificing?" He looks past you at Aaron. He says, "You did explain to them what would be asked of them, correct?" And Aaron looks a little uncomfortable and says, "I didn't go into a lot of detail."
Well, like a true follower of the flock, he didn't tell us much, of course.
Aaron sort of scoots past you and heads off into the camp. He seems grateful for the ride, but doesn't want to hang around for the next part.
Don't blame him. Sounds honest.
Balance looks at you all and says, "You're welcome to look around, and you're welcome to trade for what we have. We don't have much. Most of the supplies that we gather from the ships that are brought down by the divine will of the tower, we use for the sustenance of the community and the members. Since you aren't members of the community yet, and you seem a touch confused as to what our community is, there are limited things that we would be able to give you, but you're welcome to avail yourself. We have a small farm and a well." He gestures around to the people working. He says, "As always, we ask that people keep themselves useful and prosperous."
Right. Well, thanks, Balance. Appreciate it. While we have a look around, we should lock the ship.
Good idea, I suppose.
Yep.
Yeah.
I really get a bad vibe from this place.
I agree.
Balance offers to give you a little tour of the work area if you'd like.
Sure. Shows around.
Might as well. Gotta get on.
You guys lock the ship.
Yep.
And you follow. He explains that these crews, that this was a colony ship. It had been pulled down like so many, and that they had set up a community here. And some people call it the crack. He doesn't particularly like that term, you can tell. The folks out here work grueling 2-week shifts, a day and a night shift, as salvagers. However, some do choose this life, he explains, because it grants them some freedom. They are allowed to leave, to explore and find things. They also receive bonuses for the things that they find. He explains also that they are critical to the colony's survival, which means that certain indulgences are more familiar for them. He explains quickly that this is why their sacrifices are so much less. And looking around, you see a lot of cut off fingers, cut off ears, but no major amputations. He says that they all work for a man named Breaker, and Breaker is in the shed over here.
Over where? Right
Which
there.
shed?
I missed it. Oh, right, yeah.
I still don't see it.
Like the
I
shed
mean, are
all
we
the way
there
in.
right now, or is he just telling us where the...
Oh,
He's just telling you. He points it out, and he says that's where the supervisor is. You walk past some of the guards, and you notice that these guards are not looking towards the people working, but they are looking out. They also don't seem to talk. The guards simply quietly patrol around and don't give you much attention.
All right.
Past this area, he gestures. He says, "That's the beginning of the crack, the temple. We reserve that area for the members of our flock." So he turns to you and he says, "As you can see, we have a full operation here, and we would love to make you a part of it." But he says, he smiles, and this time it's a little bit more insistent, a little bit more a warning almost. He says, I would ask that you commit yourself fully to us, as we have asked so many colonists to do. And please tell me what your sacrifice will be, so that you can join the flock more fully.
I'd like to think about it a little bit more.
Same.
It's a generous offer, Mr. Balance, but you know.
Not. I'm sure you understand that. I wouldn't be overly keen on losing like a finger or an ear, even.
He looks concerned, but he says, perhaps if you understood more what we were, you would more understand why this is not a big deal.
Can I use manipulation?
Sure, go ahead.
Oh no.
All right.
Or is he able to get some kind of bonus with the rest of us?
If you back me up, I think.
If you like you help, I'll help you.
Yeah.
All right.
Do I have manipulation?
Yeah.
No, man. Am I able to do manipulation if I don't have the stat?
I will do my puppy eyes.
You can still help.
Okay.
It's like a group thing.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
That's good. That's good.
Nice. Okay. Well, if you like, then tell us what we don't, or like give us a little bit more information on to understand you guys. We might be happy to join. He's rolling.
He seems completely calm and placidly admits that basically that the community itself is organized around the concept of sort of mutual sacrifice to demonstrate your commitment and your seriousness. He seems more open now, given your successes. He says perhaps it would make more sense if you could see it and then give the sacrifice more willingly. But he then has sort of a hard look in his face, and he says, but please understand that either way, we will be receiving the sacrifice. He says, either you will die in orbit and we will simply harvest your corpse, or you will offer it willingly. But he says, we won't take it by force. He says, there's no point. All the ships come down here anyway. And he gestures past you to the what looks like a long graveyard of crashed and wrecked ships. He says, it doesn't. He says, you have nothing to fear from us. He says, the sacrifice will come from you either way. There is no leaving this place. There is no escaping.
Why do you want the sacrifice?
You're welcome to leave and go off into the desert if you'd like, but he says. So he sort of shrugs. He says, if you'd like to see the rest of the community and make your decision there, I'd be glad to show it to you.
Right.
Well, two
thanks for the offer.
questions. Two questions then. First of all, where's the trader? Because we are in hard need of supplies. And second of all, why are you so insistent on sacrifices?
He looks at you and he turns his head and he says, "Well, that's how we're bonded as a community. That's how our colony survives."
By dismembering each other?
He sighs and he says, "Dismemberment is such a harsh word.
Harsh but accurate.
Members of your community give what they can so that we all survive. And while we have progressed to the point of no longer needing the sustenance to fuel our bodies, we rely on it to fuel our soul and our sense of community. This is how we bond. This is how you demonstrate your seriousness and your commitment to one another."
I whisper to Sky, "They're nuts."
I have a question.
Guy nods.
Where are we located
Sure.
at this point?
You guys are near the supervisor's shed, so you are.
Up here? Okay.
And what I'll do is I'll just drag my token over. That is.
I want to sneak like away from the group.
Oh no.
Okay, so
yeah.
there are guards patrolling that are looking out, and you are also literally standing in front of someone. So you are welcome to roll, but I will caution you that this will be a hard roll, and the consequences of failure are going to be quite bad.
How do I put my icon there again?
Just click on your name under your character, like on the character,
Yeah.
the journal tab. Click your name, drag it onto the page, or onto the.
Must admit, I'm not overly keen on the idea of doing anything that would annoy these guys.
Yeah. I'm kind of torn because we have to get into the city, but I don't want to like. I'm pretty sure like they just because the source of everything, like the ships being orbited, is in the city, and I'm pretty sure they control that.
Out of curiosity, do they look like do they look primitive, or do they have like sort of weaponry or like equipment that would meet or even exceed our own?
So what you would be able to see is you would see that they have equipment. Some of the equipment that they're using to break down the ship stuff looks pretty similar to what you would be experiencing. The guards have a type of firearm you have not seen before. It's sort of longer, has a wooden stock, and they are covered. They seem to have a lot of armor around their neck, chest, and face, but less around their like limbs, legs, and bottom. But they do seem to be relatively technologically proficient, from as far as you can tell. Like there's like power, and other signs of industry.
So if worse comes to worse, my blowtorch could be up against the map.
We found your match check. We shouldn't be looking for firefights here.
Yeah, I understand. I'm just saying, if worst comes to worst.
Yeah. Well, worst comes to worst, we run.
Fair point. Yeah.
So you guys would be able to see past him down the path, and what you see down the path is a ship that's been broken in half, and it is sitting there, and then there are people sort of wandering around. You see what looks like small agricultural fields and trees.
Is Balance still here, by the way?
He's standing in front of you, yes.
Right.
I'd
like to ask him a question. Might be a bit controversial,
Sure.
But all right.
Go for it.
What happened to the Marines?
He sighs. He says the Marines were not interested in heeding our advice or learning from our experience. So the Marines stepped into the holy city, and they were punished for their hubris. He says they now serve the tower.
They serve
thank you.
the tower. What did you say?
All right. Well, thanks, Balance. We'll think about your offer, and we'll just look around the shops for now. We'll come back to you.
He squints his eyes a bit. He says, "I'm glad to show you around the town, but this isn't much of a shop. We don't have. Again, we share everything. We are all part of the same community. There isn't really a concept of money. He says, I just don't want you to be disappointed. This is not a a trading post. He says because of your because of your successful role, he says I will walk you around and show you the temple itself if you'd like.
Oh, hell yeah.
Who was the? Aaron was the one who told us that the Colonial Marines like took all. Like, what happened to all the Marines' gear? Again,
Aaron said that they were. He said that they were salvaged. You guys didn't ask by who.
I thought we did, or I thought he said we were like. I thought we were told what happened to the gear, but I don't remember.
He said that this ship had been picked clean a long time ago, and that someone had taken it and left.
Oh, damn it!
So
Yeah.
there was
a long time ago.
That he was explaining that why he was not surprised that his salvaging was not successful.
Oh.
I assumed that it was like here, but it's not the case.
Well, you don't know that yet, right? You don't know. You haven't seen anything yet.
Bounce did say they served the tower, didn't he?
Yep.
He said that. How they
Became-
served the tower?
Well, they became necromorphs. Mindless beasts.
Since the map was a battle plan, it was to go into the tower. If serve.
Nick starts to wave at you guys, and he wants some attention. I have an idea.
Balance looks at Nick and says, "What can I help you with, child?"
Oh Lord.
I don't need your help.
Oh no.
He says,
and I hide behind Jack.
Alright. He looks nonplussed at this. You get the sense that he's used to people being a little put off by his somewhat grotesque appearance.
Pardon him. He's he's
Stupid.
just Hey, come on, be easy on him, will you? Well, he's just just a wee child.
Sure.
Just a kid.
Yeah, just a kid, Yeah. Don't blame him. I wouldn't know. I guess yeah. Just shut up now.
He smiles. He says, "It's not a problem." As you guys stand here, Aaron passes by you and heads for the colony ship. He nervously nods, but he seems a bit embarrassed, but he's still friendly towards.
Well,
So, do you guys want to see the town? Do you want to go back to the shuttle? Do you want to explore the salvage area? Do you have any other questions? What would you like to?
I might just go with him and explore
I
the
pull Jack's sleeve. I have an idea. Maybe we should contact Lucas to help us.
I don't know about does anyone else hear that? Does anyone else get to have a say in that idea?
You guys are all staying together. You'd be able to hear that idea.
Yeah.
And I don't think right now Balances doesn't know who that is, so he doesn't care.
Honestly,
Well, okay, go ahead.
No. You go.
I don't really trust Lucas, so I'll just say, well, you could go do that. I'm just gonna snoop around the temple since you offered it. I mean, not snoop around, but I'm just gonna go with it. I don't say that out loud. Yeah, I'm just gonna look around there.
I'm kind of
you guys could do it.
Sorry. Kind of curious about what he could mean by serving the tower. How can bizarre necromorph things?
So you remember what happened aboard Lucas's ship? They brought back something from the. Well, wait, did they bring something back from the temple or tower or whatever? I'm so confused here. Because there's a temple, a tower, and a city. I know the city is fucked, but like the temple and the tower, are they one and the same, or?
The temple is where you are looking at the temple right now. The temple is the temple of this religion. The tower and the city you don't know much about, except that they exist, and the tower is inside the city.
Oh, the tower's in the city. Okay.
All
Yes.
right. Okay.
And then they brought the archaeologists brought an item with them from somewhere else that had a star chart on it that brought them here.
The archaeologists on Lucas's ship.
Correct. So they that item came with them from somewhere else to here.
Oh.
They did not bring it up from the surface.
Oh, so they went from another planet to this planet.
That's correct.
Got it.
All right, clear.
Probably take him up on his offer, then. Is my suggestion.
Yeah. Okay, what if we just do that? Just look in the temple and then contact Lucas, I guess, if you really want to, but I don't trust that guy.
Do you trust this guy?
Nope,
Better
but
to
I
stick
just
with
want
the
to look.
devil you know than the devil you don't.
Fair point, but I kind of want to know what's in there.
Well, don't we all?
Oh, that's why I'm going with him. I mean,
with who,
we
Aaron?
can handle ourselves. No, with balance, he offered me or us to go to the temple, look around.
Yeah, sure. To the temple.
I don't
Doom
trust
we go.
him.
I don't trust him either, but if he jumps us, we can handle ourselves.
Well,
Okay.
I'm not going to the temple.
All right, I am.
I feel like I might go. If only to have to provide a decent melee weapon in case things turn out.
I can give you my stick.
I don't think. I think
Blowtorch.
we'll be fine without a stick.
It's a metal stick.
This is a metal stick, and Sky like pulls out well, not like openly raises a knife He-Man style, but like just. Well, because isn't the guy still around? And I'm not gonna go. I have the power.
And then like all of them like rush down and like bow at your feet.
It'll be a plot twist of a century.
Oh my god.
No, more accurately, it'd probably be the blowtorch that they bow to. You know?
Yeah, the holy light.
Yeah.
All right. So game plan. Who's going with me with the temple?
Oh, I'm going with you.
All right.
Temple.
Check. Temple.
Temple.
All right, Nick, you go back to the ship, I guess, or are you coming as well?
No,
I'm not coming with you.
All right. Then
All
we
right.
split up.
You're just gonna go back to the ship then?
Yeah, contact Lucas. Yeah, it's fair.
No, all right. I'll probably just like wave goodbye. Wait, not goodbye. Just wave and then like a see you later as Nick goes. Then
I say don't forget to lock the ship behind you.
I won't.
Oh,
No worries.
yeah, very important that.
Yep.
Whoa.
Tyke.
Come on.
Oh shit! That's a map. That's a map, everyone.
It looks like something made in. It looks like something out
How-
of.
How are you doing these maps?
Probably DPS.
I don't think so.
I mean, I recognize a lot of the textures and items from DPS.
I never. I don't know. There are so many textures that I might have missed some.
Well, I don't know. Again, I'm just making a guess. So, like, there's a lot of shit I haven't seen either, but that's only because I've used it one time to build a ship for a scenario. But
So, what are we looking at, Matt? Did your mic die?
Hmm?
No, Matt maybe, because he's
All right. Okay.
okay. What the hell is this? It's like Temple of Doom with all the mine cards.
I was expecting like a big fucking crappy ass shack, like, and then it's like a fucking huge, huge element.
Definitely looks temple-y.
I mean,
Yeah.
it almost looks like something you could build in like RimWorld.
Yeah.
Like with underground living stuff, like you always build in the caves.
Yeah.
What is Matt here? Because I can hear him.
Yeah, I can't hear him either if he's talking.
Yeah. Guess while he's away, I shoot at balance.
Throwing knife hits him in the face.
They can't do anything if the DM isn't here.
Yeah, sure.
Double decapitation with my blowtorch.
I'll mount my knife on my smart gun as a bandit.
Be right back.
That wouldn't be dumb. It's actually pretty smart. I mean, yeah.
And I mean, with the smart gun being on like a gyro arm, I can like swing that shit around like
Yeah.
a fucking pole axe or something.
You could just like, if you have a hook knife, you could just stab it into someone and just start shooting.
Bayonet charge.
Yeah. Pretty badass.
If only I had the ammo to do that.
But yet, oh, I think Matt's microphone is a bit fucked.
Oof.
So how are we supposed to play?
Can you guys
Oh.
hear me or no?
Yeah,
I can hear you now.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can hear you.
Alright, great.
His worst fear came through.
Yes. Bit funny that.
Alright, you
Um,
guys
alright.
walk in. This seems to be at the top, at the bottom. So you walk past. It looks like tracks that have been set up over time to help haul in the amount of salvage. This seems to be some sort of common area. And let me ping it real fast.
I think if you shift right click, it pings everybody. But
Alright. Here we go.
yep.
Just put myself there.
Yeah, I'll do the same.
Me too. Wah.
There we are.
Wah.
No Waluigi stop.
Meh.
Alright, so this is a sort of a dingy space covered with salvage mismatched furniture. There are also there's a bit of a kitchen set up, and it looks like perhaps some makeshift bathrooms. There are some colonists sort of milling around, and they take a look at you, but they don't seem that terribly interested in you. And you see a group of sort of dirty-looking children, and then also a salvaging crew that seems like they just got done with a work shift. And you notice that the salvaging crew, several of them have their lips sliced off.
Oh, Lord.
You can see why they're not on the outside.
Oh my god. All the ugly ones are forced to live underground. They're going to become like Morlocks or something. Since we tried to return to the sunlight, we couldn't because we didn't have lips.
They probably sound like that because they don't have any lips. Sorry, bad taste. Oh, Balance didn't hear that.
No, you're fine. Are
course,
your
yeah.
character saying this, or is it just your?
Oh
character?
no!
Is
Oh
it just you
no!
folks?
Nah, I hope not.
I mean, you're welcome to do it if you'd like.
No.
I'll just
I mean, what
shove
are they going to do? Give us
I
the kiss
prefer-
of death?
I prefer having my head on my shoulders. Thank you.
For sure. So Balance sort of continues the tour. You guys pass through, and as you sort of walk around, you are introduced to a few different places. But the big ones of interest to you folks right now are... So ahead of you, in here, a woman is sitting here.
In
She
front of where?
introduces
Did you
herself.
ping it?
It was there. There it was.
Yeah, because I mean, I'm looking.
Oh. Oop. Not there. Hmm.
All right, and you guys are introduced to a woman named Malta. Malta sits in a chair, and she doesn't have any legs. It looks like they've been amputated right above the kneecaps. Balance introduces her and explains that she's the leader, and she has sort of a sweet tone, welcomes you all, and asks you all if you intend to join the community.
Not overly sure yet. Believe is the consensus.
Yeah, we're just kind of looking around before we reach a verdict.
Yeah.
Okay. She turns around in her wheelchair and she says, "Feel free to come and ask any questions that you might have." And your tour continues. Where would you guys like to go now?
Since I don't know where anything is, I guess we'll just follow the guy.
Yeah, sounds right.
Directly ahead of you, it looks like a surgical suite, and inside is a man, again, that looks nothing like anything you've ever seen before. Almost every single spare scrap of flesh has been surgically removed. And he is extremely sort of difficult to look at. He does not introduce himself. He simply stands quietly, and Balance explains that this is Luke the Evangelist. He is held, Balance goes on with a gushing smile to say, he's held in such high regard as he empowers the sacrifices which keep the community together.
Jesus Christ.
Is he supposed to not have any skin?
Balance, you can ask if you'd like.
Can I just ask Balance? Was he always? I'm guessing he wasn't always like this.
He turns his head. He says, "He did this to himself.
Oh.
This is his sacrifice.
Oh.
This is why we hold him in such high regard." And he empowers the sacrifice of everyone else so that as much can be taken without waste or without death. Luke is truly a hero of our community.
He sacrificed his entire body.
Oh, that's
something.
Does he talk?
Yeah, can he talk actually?
You can ask him a question.
He's probably not going
to. Oh yeah, I should probably but just I ask as well. Does he have any Is he like talking? Does he talk? Is he still alive?
Is he still alive?
I mean, it's a valid question.
Yeah, I know,
but
still, it's just a question that he'd be.
Is he
still alive?
As in, it's a bit unusual, to see, someone removing all their flesh and sacrificing it all, and this isn't something I've really heard of before, admittedly.
He looks at you and he speaks. He says, "I am indeed alive, and I am the purveyor of the sacrifices." He looks somewhat displeased to see you all, as you suspect that this is not the normal way that people are brought to him. You suspect that usually they are brought for the sacrifice, and clearly that is not the case with you all. So he sort of stares at you, and he has no questions right now. He just sort of stares back and says, "I'm alive and quite conscious."
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
He says, if you're welcome to come by and observe the surgery if you'd like. I have one coming up very, very soon. Some new children that will be sacrificing shortly.
I don't. Hmm.
Well, thanks for the offer, Luke. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
So, do you run everything around here?
John, he says no. He says Luke. He nods back towards the direction of Malta. He says, Malta is our leader and certainly highly revered. I simply enable and further the spiritual health of this community through my hands. And you notice that his hands are in pristine shape, but the rest of him is gutted and chunked. So he clearly still needs those.
Yeah. Clearly needs those. Well, let's take him hostage.
This is.
Balance suggests that you all visit the chapel to visit the prophet.
Yeah, I'd love to meet the prophet.
Yeah, sure.
Did you say brothel?
No,
Prophet.
Prophet.
Oh.
Jesus. I don't want to imagine. I don't want to
Yeah,
imagine
me
what happened.
neither. That's why I was like, wait, did I hear that right?
There.
You see an emaciated and thin older woman sculpting something out of clay in the middle of what looks sort of like a long row. There doesn't seem to be a lot of seating in this chapel. Her hands are bloody and raw. She's clearly been sculpting for hours, days, something. And she turns to you all and as you walk in, but she doesn't stop sculpting. And she asks what you want.
Can I look to see what? Can I identify what she's sculpting?
Sure. So right now it doesn't look like much. It looks a little bit like the beginnings of maybe one of the statue that you saw in the Rise, but it's not clear. Right now it doesn't look like much of anything.
Right.
She seems to be sort of working on something quite large, though. It's about twice the size of her.
So, how exactly does the tower turn those Marines into what they became?
She smiles. She says, "Ah, the tower. Yes, that's why you're. Is that why you're here? You hope to escape. I hope to restart your old lives once again out in the sin and the vice and the decadence of the star."
Basically.
It sounds fine to me.
She says, yes, the Marines went in. They went to go to the tower, as so many before them and after them have done. And she says, only I can go to the tower. I'm the only one who's ever gone to the tower and come back. And she says, they went and they serve the tower now.
There we go. We went serving the tower.
How do they serve the tower?
She says, well, haven't you seen them? They're all over the ships. They help further the goals of the tower. She says it like it's a fact. She says, I don't understand, why is your knowledge of our sculptures or our scriptures so poor? Hasn't anyone explained this to you? Where do you come from?
Space.
Yeah, what he said.
We've only been here for a few hours, to be honest.
Yeah, we haven't had much briefing.
Yeah, I mean, the one guy who was supposed to talk to us about sacrifices didn't. Or at least he didn't do a good job at it.
She says, well, I'll make it quite simple for you. We believe that we were here, that this place is purgatory. She says, this community, we are sinners, and we are sinners from a previous life. We came from your world, but we are no longer a part of it. She says the tower is what keeps us here, and it keeps us locked in purgatory, and we must repent, and we must become better, and we must we must start new lives. And she starts to gesture sort of wildly, and you see that some of the blood gets splattered on her sculpture as she goes. And she says, we are here to repent. We are here to start new lives. And she says, I am allowed to go to the tower because I embrace my death, and I embrace the end. But the Marines did not. And the tower has its own goals and its own purposes. Sometimes its followers come at night, and try to reclaim some of the salvage that we have gathered and drag it back into their accursed city. She says it's hard to explain to a non-believer, but she says that is basically it. That we are here, we are serving penance for the sins of our previous lives. And she says, I encourage you to join us, but if not, it's fine. It doesn't matter. She says it doesn't. We are all serving penance here.
So,
how does the tower stop people from escaping? Does it have any sort of special thing about it?
She smiles. She says, the tower is a sign, an instrument of God's divine will, which traps you here.
Yeah, it's not going to get more clear
Yeah,
than
well,
that,
I'm
I
an
guess.
atheist. Can I leave?
She says, sure, your atheism can restart your FTL. You're welcome to go.
I'm not amused.
So, from an outsider perspective, how would one of us get to the tower?
She says, "You would. What are you hoping to gain with going to the tower?" She smiles. She says,
"Oh, meet your, meet God."
She says, "I would only take a devout member of our community, someone who has demonstrated through their sacrifices that they are serious about our commitment to the tower. And even then, I wouldn't guarantee your survival." She says, "Some brothers and sisters leave with me and do not come back. It's a place of extreme peril that challenges your faith."
So how did your sisters die?
Just because...
What happens? Do they
She
just
says
get
they
attacked?
They serve the tower. And with this, she turns back around and resumes her sculpting. She seems to have lost a bit of interest in.
Well, wait a sec. Just because they failed doesn't mean we will.
If you want to if someone wants to make a manipulate roll, you're welcome to. But her purpose is not necessarily to. She's like, if you would like to chat with her more, you're welcome to try and manipulate and get some more information.
All right.
I'll do it. We'll have to do that a lot, it seems.
Well, is anyone helping me here?
Yes.
I'll help.
Alright, cool.
By the way, I noticed that on your character sheet it says Horner, but on your character name it says Harper.
Oh, fuck. Then I will change it right now, actually. Harper, because it's Harper.
At least you succeeded.
I succeeded once. Well, yeah, my best lesser, lol. It would make this, it would intrigue us to know what happened to your sisters. Did they get attacked by something, or did they just drop dead?
It's a bit of.
I mean, are they even devout followers? If they don't accept death.
Some followers.
Yeah, I mean, they wouldn't be considered betrayal if they died there.
She says, the brothers and sisters who failed to make it to the tower, are not of weak mind or weak spirit. She says, there is no escape from this place but death. She says something that the forces that guard the tower is not of us. It is not of our creation. And there are beings that guard it and keep it safe. And so far, these beings have seen to fit to continue my punishment by extending my life here, and not granting me the release and the eventual ascension into heaven. She says, I remain in purgatory. The specifics of what happens to them, they are taken and they are brought to heaven.
All right. So they are beings there. What do they look like?
She says they come in a variety of shapes. Some are quite large, some are small. She says some are the former Marines, their bodies bent and twisted. Some are shapes that are hard to explain and hard to discern. She says it's difficult to explain what I've seen, as the devil is real and he is here. She sighs and she sort of continues her work. But before she does, she says, "You all, I hope you don't take offense, but I think that maybe you should talk to the younger folks here. I think that perhaps Aaron or Dean would be able to help you a bit more. I fear that you lack the religious instruction for my instructions to make sense." And she looks a little distraught, and she goes back to her work.
Yeah.
Can I now do my actions on the ship?
Yeah, absolutely. What do you want to do?
That's a good plan.
When I enter the ship, I close the door, lock it down, and go to the panel to contact Lucas.
Lucas responds.
Lucas, it's me, Nick. We're in. Well, the thing is, we're in a city where there are strange people, and the adults went to some kind of tower. Do you know anything about this?
Lucas looks at you and says, "Wait, they're at the city, or they left the city? Have they already tried to go to the tower?"
They are at the city.
He nods.
They went to the tower.
No, we didn't.
We went to the temple.
Temple. Okay.
Yeah, temple. Okay.
Temple.
So he nods. He says, "Well, they're
Whoa.
religious fanatics, so." He sort of shrugs. Unfortunately, they are the sort of only folks in town. What can I help you with?
Is there a way you can help us?
He looks perplexed. Help you do what?
Get away?
He looks confused again. Aren't you on the shuttle?
Yes.
Are you being trapped there or held there against your will?
No. I am here alone.
He says, "Well, that's..." He looks perplexed. He says, "Well, that's bad parenting, but I'm not sure. Is there a trouble or an issue?"
I just have a bad feeling about everything.
He looks at you. He says, "Well, your instincts probably aren't wrong. My experience with the fanatics down there was that they are devout, but that they are mostly harmless." He says, "I don't. The archaeologist did not report any particular issues with them. However, he says, I do know that they have some troubles. Apparently, some sort of dispute or rebellion or conflict or something." He says, "I didn't get all the specifics, but it might be something worth keeping your eyes open for."
The people who live here?
Yeah, he sort of postulates. He says, when the team came back, they mentioned that some group had asked them for help to sort of either assist with taking over the colony or doing something with the colony. He says, "Unfortunately, I didn't get more details, but I would keep your eyes open for something like that. That might be a problem."
Okay. One more question. Is our ship still in orbit as it was?
He says, "I'm sitting on it right now."
You're sitting on our ship?
He smiles and sort of steps back, and he gestures around, and you see that he is indeed on your...
Oh, shit. Can you tell me how I can run this shuttle to get up back there?
He smiles. He says, "I'll take good care of your ship and my ship. I don't think a child should be operating the shuttle alone. I think you should probably, keep your head down, be a good kid, and let me know what you find down there." But he says he gets almost very saccharine sweet while he's talking to you, and you get the sense that he does not want you to come back up.
Okay. I'll tell the others. Bye-bye.
He waves bye-bye to you
Were
and
they having
turns
a
it
video
off.
call or?
Yeah, sure.
Oh.
Let's say they were having a video call.
I will go back outside, I guess, and to the temple.
Well,
Okay. You walk in. You rejoin the.
How far away is
You
the
sort of
temple?
walk past the folks, and you relay. Do you want to tell them what you found?
Oh yes.
Rebellion, huh?
You can see me exhausted. I was running. Guys,
Wait.
I talked with Mr. Lucas.
Oh,
He's
what did
on.
he say?
He's on our ship.
And
He 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 he's taking care of our ship.
and
Why wasn't it locked?
He was on our ship already, right? Wait. He's on our ship?
Yes.
well, it's not like he's going anywhere.
Nope.
It's like, he said. Did he say he was sitting? Wait, as in he's inside the ship, or as in he's literally sitting on the ship?
He is inside our ship.
I see.
Ugh.
Well, I mean, what's the problem with that? It's not like he's going anywhere. And if he activates a self-destruct or something, he's probably going to take out his ship.
Well, I asked if I can rejoin him, and he wasn't keen to do that.
Didn't you guys turn everything off before you left? Because the generator stopped working?
I mean, did we?
Sure, yeah, remember? There was a whole shutdown thing. We talked about it. It was a little while ago.
Yeah,
but
I mean, it was...
yeah, you guys, because the generator, the in essence, you stopped being able to produce local power. So it would be odd that everything was turned back on to receive a video call.
Oh.
There's
So, does
there's
this
one more
mean...
thing.
Yeah.
One more thing. I asked him about these people. There apparently was a dispute among them.
Huh. With who?
Like a schism.
Yeah, you could say so.
Well, I'm guessing the younger people, because the little leader over there was a bit worried about them, I guess.
Well, no, I mean, like, we got the temple, and then we got the city, right? Isn't that what they were referring to?
So you were instructed by the sculptor previous, right? To say like, maybe you want to go talk to the young people. You haven't met the young people yet, though.
Yes.
All right. Well, I'm guessing a generation difference. So.
Yeah, but so let's. I'm actually going to wrap it up here for right now. For this session, just because it's getting a little late here, because we had to push it back. And then before I stuff, let's do the XP stuff.
Hey!
Yep, the XP. So first, before I'm also going to try to roll for that talent again, if that's okay.
Okay.
Let's see if I actually get it this time. Base die 3. Oh yeah, 3. Motherfucker.
Yeah, I will do the same.
So, well, I failed for that talent. God damn it! Why is everybody failing all these rolls? Like, except for Harper, he's succeeding all of them.
I'm not sure how that works. Let's see.
How to roll for it? Okay, so you pick the talent that you want. If you have 5 XP, you choose one of the general talents. You then roll for your wits, the attribute. So if you have 3 wits, then you roll 3 die, and then if you get a success, then you get the talent.
Alright then. So
I don't think it costs XP if you fail it. So
can you only use your experience for like upgrading your stats or
you can
getting
do stats
talents?
or talents?
Yeah,
but only those.
You cannot level up attributes.
Right, gotcha.
So what I'm also going to do is XP. Matt, you want me to read it?
Sure. I can take care of it.
Oh, okay then. If you want to.
So everyone gets 1 because you were all in the game session. So far, you haven't really risked or sacrificed anything in your personal agenda, I don't think. There wasn't a lot of life risking scenarios in this one. And so far you have not done any sort of dangerous event, but you did all make a significant discovery or revelation in that you are finally sort of at this location and you sort of found this town. So each one of you gets 2 XP.
Total.
Correct.
Okay, so, and then I'm going to just look at general talents and see if there's another talent I can go for. Wait, hold on. It's on page 79. Fuck.
I kind of feel like I should just bump up my observation.
Yeah, I'm going to bump up something. I don't fucking know what.
Experience points. Here we go.
What's the page again?
For
36?
talents? Or
no, for experience.
Experience is
35, 36.
Yeah.
So now I've got 7, which means I can bump up something.
Yeah, same.
Which is good. I think.
Shit.
Do I get experience because I stand up to my rival?
You fucking shone a laser in my face for no reason. That's not standing up to me.
No, I think I gotta give it to him there. He definitely you were sort of pushing him as a rival, and the kid pushed back.
I didn't do anything to him. Are you fucking?
He asked for food, and you said no.
That's not pushing him. That's saying it's my food.
It's supposed to be a team. He stood up to a bully.
Oh,
yeah.
Jesus Christ! You're giving them all the freebies. A story point. Oh God.
I think I've only given 1 story point.
Well, one
Yeah.
story point, but
To
I'm
me.
saying that you also did this.
Oh shit!
What's
Did
wrong?
I pressed a button by
So
mistake?
I'm gonna, for talent,
Did I?
I'm going to go
Oh,
for what the hell is it? Menacing, because that's kind of befitting of my character. Menacing. And
Menacing girl.
Well, yeah. Roll for manipulation with strength instead of my strength's 5 for 3. Oh my god!
Oh dear.
Jesus Christ, these rolls suck. Oh my god, damn it. Actually, wait, hold on, wait. Matt,
Nick is rolling on the floor and laughing.
Well, do I get an XP because I denied him food, therefore standing up to my rival?
That's not the same.
Oh, and shining a laser in my face isn't.
Yes.
Well, no,
I mean, if you guys, I don't necessarily see that as standing up to your rival.
well,
I mean, like, because you took the items independent, and then you sort of denied the rival access to it. But it doesn't really feel like it necessarily like building towards a conflict. I mean, I could be flexible on this, but it felt like sort of the 2 actions were somewhat unrelated.
Sorry, I just realized. Can I try and get menacing? Like add menacing to my talents?
Right. So if you want to roll for a talent, each person can roll. If you'd like to give it a shot, you can only roll once a day, though. So if you fail, you don't lose XP, but it doesn't mean that you won't have the talent for the next session.
That's
so
all
you
right.
are welcome. Yeah, you are welcome to give it a shot.
Right. I'll roll wits then. I just click wits.
No,
right?
you can't click wits. You have to roll base dice.
Fair enough. So it's just 4.
Yeah.
4 then. So
So
4 base dice
What's your strength?
and
Oh
yes!
Shit. Nice job, dude.
Nice.
There you go. Congratulations.
Whoa.
Wait, hold on. Isn't there something about trainers that can give you the skill?
Yeah, I mean, if you find a trainer, if you find a teacher.
No, I'm trying to get menacing, and he just got it.
No, he can't. He needs to be a higher skill level. I think to do that.
What do you mean? As in?
No, I guess teacher must have skill level 1. No, I mean he can't. If you want to build it into the story for next time, if you want to give that, and that's only for skills. It's not for talents.
Oh.
Oh no, instructed by a teacher who has the talent, your roll succeeds automatically. Okay. I mean, you can try.
So,
you've already tried this one attempt, so you could try it again in the future.
Okay,
so
try the start of next game.
A teacher is an NPC.
No, it doesn't have to be an NPC. It's somebody with a talent.
So I could teach Sky how to be menacing.
Yeah, which is a bit ironic, but
Hello.
When we're gonna? Oh, let me see.
Yes.
nice.
Okay, guys, I got hidden stash. Let's go.
Stashy stash.
Yeah, I got hidden stash.
Let's see, menacing.
Matt, you know what hidden stash is?
Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out the teacher thing. Give me 1 sec.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah. Makes it easy.
Because I mean, it could be like I'm
Um,
just taking a guess at the thing that you like. If you fail it on your own, that counts as one thing. But maybe if somebody teaches you, I mean, it's one of many things in the book that they're kind of vague on.
Find it a bit funny how I was able to get menacing.
Well, I mean, at least you can teach it to me if the rules check out.
Fair enough.
I mean, I tried learning 3 talents over the course of the game, and I failed all of them.
And then I got mine on my first go.
I'm not sure. I'm gonna need to. I'm gonna ask some folks and get some consensus on this. My gut says that like one player can't teach another player. I think you have to find an NPC,
yeah.
but I'm not sure, and it doesn't seem like the rules are specific. My read on this is that like it has to be an NPC though, only because otherwise I don't like. I think it would just be too unbelievably
I don't
unbalanced.
think NPCs have talents though.
Well, no, I mean I know that an NPC can be a teacher. I've seen that before. I don't know if a player can be a teacher. I haven't had anyone ask. But either way, you couldn't do it this session anyway, so we can pick it up and let me do some research and find out. I'm not sure what the group consensus is on that,
Yeah,
so I'll ask some folks.
Yeah, like next time if it checks out, that's what I'm going to do at the start.
Okay, that sounds fine. If that's sort of how the group, if that's the feedback I get.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I mean, my gut on this read though is like that it would just be, because then I think everyone would just start teaching each other. But
well, yeah,
I'll find out.
I think it's kind of circumstantial because I mean, not everybody chooses the same talents.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. But I'm gonna drop off, guys. Thank you so much for sticking around for the XP.
I have one more question.
Yeah, go ahead.
You know what hidden stash talent is?
Oh, let me look it up for you. Sorry.
Yeah, just one last thing. That would be it for me.
I think I have one more question myself.
Oh no.
It's a bit of a silly one.
Oh boy.
No questions are silly.
Fair point.
Go for it. What's your question?
If I'm using menacing, can I use my blowtorch to provide a bonus?
What, like hold it to somebody's fucking face?
Like, as in,
Sure.
like, you know.
Yes.
Like as in like.
Why
like,
not?
say,
I don't know.
Like looking down at like necromorph looking thing is like either you can walk on and then like a flick on the blowtorch and like, or
I think it will.
we'll
We'll cut this halfway. So I mean, like you do run the risk of depleting the energy tank when you engage it like that, and I think that it will work against like humans. I don't know if like Xenos would care.
I mean,
yeah,
be able to do that with
Xenos don't have fear.
All right, real fast. Hidden stash. You begin each session with an extra item of your choice hidden on your person or stowed somewhere safe. The item must have something you could reasonably have. The GM's final say about what items are available to you. If the GM allows it, you may wait until a dramatic moment during the session to choose what type of item you are hiding. That is hidden stash.
Yep. Exactly.
For context, it is page 78. It is the extra talents.
Yes. So I'll just hit you up before sessions, I guess.
Sounds good.
All right. That's fine.
That was great fun.
Thank you all so much, as always.
Yeah,
thank you.
Be on for next
Great.
week.
Thank you very much.